The Gilded Age was a time in America of great industrial growth. Ranging from the years 1850 to 1900, this was a period of wealth and new technology, but not for all. Industrial giants emerged, like Andrew Carnegie, while many poor immigrants lived in drastically different conditions. This was a time when big business owners earned their living off the backs of poor migrant workers. One big innovation at this time, railroads, aided in the growth of factories and helped connect America's markets from coast to coast.
Hello everyone, I'm Rebecca Brandel here with Channel 2 News. We have a breaking news. There is a strike going on at the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory. Thousands of women are currently out on the streets striking. We have an on-the-field reporter coming at you live now from the scene. To you, Laura.
Thanks, Becca. I'm here outside on the streets of New York City, and as you can see, there are tons of women rioting against the strike. Excuse me, can I interview one of you?
No pay, no way. We are on strike. No pay, no way.
Can you tell me how you feel about this situation?
I'm really angry. I'm sick of working in a dangerous factory where they lock the doors and there aren't proper fire escapes, and I have long hours with little pay, and I need to provide for my family, and I can't.
So are these conditions unsafe, you would say?
They're so unsafe. God forbid there was ever a fire. We would all die.
Hello everyone, I'm Rebecca Brandel, and at Channel 2 we are still here reporting on the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory riot. Laura has been out on the field for hours talking to some of the women that are out there protesting. Let's hear from her again now.
Hey Becca, I'm still out here on the streets of New York City, and these women have been at it all day.
No way. We are
How are you guys feeling?
We're not giving up until we get what we want.
We will stay out here until we get the rights we deserve.
Yeah.
So, what are business owners doing about this?
Well, they're not doing much, I'll tell you that. We've been striking here all day, and all they're doing is shutting us down and closing down the factory doors. And I'm sick of it.
We tried to form labor unions, but they found a way to justify their case, so we can't form them anymore. And those of us that protest, we're not allowed to work in the factories.
Wow, I'm gonna join the strike.
We are on strike, no pay, no way. We are on strike, no pay, no.
Hello everyone, I'm here today with Andrew Carnegie, owner of the Carnegie Steel Company.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Carnegie, you are the owner of 25% of our nation's steel, and part of your success is due to vertical manufacturing. Can you explain to us what exactly that is?
Well, sure. Basically, I control all parts of the steel production, the resources, the factories, and the transportation. It eliminates any cost of the middleman fee.
Interesting. You seem to be quite the philanthropist. Why don't you tell us about some of the donations you've made?
Well, I grew up in a typical weaver's cottage in a small town in Scotland. There were no public libraries, only the king had access to the library. That's why it's very important for me to fund libraries that are public, as well as universities and museums.
So, you're obviously doing all these great things, but some people would still claim that you're a robber baron. How would you defend yourself against these accusations?
Right, I hear these accusations quite often, but my company created many jobs for the American people, and the steel I produce allows skyscrapers and buildings to be much stronger, so they'll hold a lot better.
So you have been donating a lot of money, but where exactly is this money coming from?
Well, the money that I used to donate to the libraries actually have been from my workers' wages. I have cut them.
Interesting. We are now hearing about wage cuts from Andrew Carnegie. We'll be right back with more on this after the commercial break.
You ever wanted to communicate with someone faster?
This is never gonna get there in time.
Well, thanks to my invention, the telephone, now you can!
Hey girl, what's up?
Just chilling. How's Florida?
Oh my god, it's amazing.
Before my invention of the telephone, people had to communicate via the telegraph, which was not very useful.
Wait, what? I missed it. Stop!
I, Alexander Graham Bell, established my company, the American Telephone and Telegraph Company, in 1885. Telephones became more widespread in America. Who knows? The telephone might be the product of the future.
And we are back with Andrew Carnegie, owner of Carnegie Steel Company. Before we went on break, we discussed the wage cuts that were happening at Andrew Carnegie's factory. So recently there was just a strike at one of your factories. Could you tell us about that?
Right, the homestead strike. Well, when I was on a trip to Scotland, I left this person named Frick in charge of my factory, who really is against unions. When the workers demanded a raise, he refused it, and they went on strike. The managers locked out the union, which my workers misinterpreted to mean that it was a lockout, but really they were just disallowing the union. So, since we had no workers, Frick brought in strike breakers to work, which angered the workers. This caused a fight, and 10 people were killed, along with hundreds who were injured.
So obviously it was very serious. There was some loss of life. How would you say this affected your reputation?
I would say it definitely damaged it. People see me as more of a robber baron now, instead of someone who's helping the economy, and many workers refuse to work for me.
You can decide for yourself, folks. Is Andrew Carnegie a philanthropist or a robber baron?
Housing during the Gilded Age was very difficult to live in for immigrants. They often lived in tenement apartments, which were very small and cramped, often living with multiple people in a small space.
On the other hand, big business owners lived in luxury in large mansions with more than enough space.
Because of the bad living conditions, disease spread quickly among immigrants. Lack of sanitation also contributed to the spread of diseases.
Working conditions in factories were very dangerous. Workers weren't given safety codes or any safety equipment. There were many child laborers who were not old enough to be using the factory machines. This resulted in many dangerous accidents and many deaths.
Political machines were unofficial organizations in cities that worked to keep a particular party or politician in power.
One such political machine was Tammany Hall, a machine that controlled New York City's politics from late in the 18th century until midway into the 20th century. Another boss, Boss Tweed, was a single boss in New York City as well.
Although there were many negative effects of urbanization, there were also many positive outcomes. Technology improved, making living easier and more comfortable. The invention of elevators allowed cities to build bigger, better, and taller buildings. Transportation improved as trolleys and streetcars evolved, making it easier to travel throughout the cities. Lighting in public areas made it safer, and the creation of sewage systems improved the overall health and well-being of cities.
Museums, libraries, and schools began popping up in cities. Urban citizens were provided with educational and cultural opportunities not available in other parts of the country. Thanks for watching our documentary on the Gilded Age. As you can see, it was a time in America when new parts of society formed, like industrialist billionaires and poor illiterate immigrants. New jobs and industries were created, with thanks to new inventions like the telephone. However, this kind of America didn't come easily, and there were many changes still needing to be made. One thing's for sure, America was never the same after the Gilded Age.